All right, everybody, welcome back. We have some exciting news today. We have our first ever guest.
Friend of the pod.
Our first friend of. If we were housewives, she would 100% be our number one friend
kind
of.
Like Simon Cowell. She could put us together.
Oh my God. You're totally the Simon Cowell of this podcast. Our friend at Mac and Style, Mackenzie, is here with us. Can we use your last name? Because you're okay. Mackenzie Newcomb. Government names on the pod are always a little sketchy, so we try to ask first. Want to make sure.
Definitely. I'm Mackenzie Newcomb. Follow, subscribe.
Subscribe, comment, all the above. So Mac and Style, our friend, TikTok star, 60K followers on TikTok, founder and owner of The Bad Bitch Book Club. Look them up on Facebook. I'm a big fan. Facebook, Instagram, all the socials. Social media influencer to the stars. Our very good friend and the person who match made Mike and I. So she is the reason that you are listening to this podcast right now.
Tis true.
Welcome, Mackenzie.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
We're very happy to have you. So talk a little bit about, first and foremost, about how you knew that Mike and I would be a real good match.
Yes, well, both of you kept asking me to do a podcast over the years.
That is true.
And I am just so lazy. And unfortunately, and I was like, love the idea, love the energy, count me out. And then after a while, I was like, you know what? Abby, you had approached me once again to do a podcast, and I was like, I have a better idea. I was like, I think you should meet my friend Mike. I think you two would make a really good collab. And you were both familiar with each other from the internet.
Yes.
Yes, we were internet friends.
We ran in the same circles. And once we associated more with each other, we realized that we had some mutual friends that we knew that also were like, oh my God, you guys would totally work really well together.
Yeah, not to mention talk of the townies. I mean, we have Medford over here. We have Quincy. I mean, you two the two towniest.
So
true.
The
towniest towns.
Very towny towns.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because today in one of the Bad Bitch Book Club Facebook groups, one of the questions of the day was, if you were on The Bachelor and you had to do hometowns, what would you take the person to do in your hometown?
Ooh, let's answer.
And I said that I, being from Quincy, would obviously take this person to the first Dunkin' Donuts.
That is that's where I want to have my engagement photos.
The first Dunkin' Donuts?
When someone's brave enough to lock me down, then I will. Our engagement photos will be done at the Dunkin' Donuts in Quincy.
Yep. Well, can I tell you, so when I was doing my student teaching, my student teacher, the woman who was observing me from my college was from Cambridge, and she came to visit me one day and she was like, oh my God, you're not going to believe what I just did. And I was like, what? And she was like, I just went to the first Dunkin' Donuts. And I was like, girl, I drive by it every day. And I know it's exciting for people who have never seen it before, but I literally drive by it every day. And she was like, I took a picture in front of it. I took a selfie in front of it. She was like, I just thought they were going to have an ornament or something, a little Christmas ornament that I could go in and buy. They totally should. They really need to capitalize more on it.
With the Santa hat on.
Yeah. Occasionally.
Would buy.
No, I know. Occasionally I'll drive by and they'll have people taking a picture out in front of the first Dunkin' Donuts. It's very funny. But it's just a regular Dunkin' Donuts. It's nothing special. It doesn't even have a drive-through. It's just...
they'd give you the royal treatment, too, if you brought someone there on your bachelor hometown date. They'd
make your own coffee.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck behind the counter serving you.
They'd let you make the donuts, honestly.
Oh, yeah. You'd have to. They'd have, the cup guy. What's his name?
Mr. Cup.
Is that his name?
I don't know.
I know the mascot has a name, but yeah, he would definitely be there.
Mr. Cup would totally be in on that.
I love it. Where would yours be?
See, Medford is it's a little they're flipping it. We could go from historical and that. We could go by Amelia Earhart's house. That's where
what?
She's a Medford.
I didn't know that.
Slay, girl boss.
Yep.
Wow, good for her.
What else is there? Jingle Bells was written in Medford.
What?
Mm-hmm. And I want to say 2008. There's a Guinness World Book of Records that the most people singing Jingle Bells was in Medford Square.
That's historic.
Mm-hmm.
What a moment.
Yeah,
wow.
So we could do that. There's a
Pizzeria Regina in Medford.
Yeah, there's a good the best espresso martini is in Rosso's in Medford.
Oh, allegedly.
You'd have to take your
You'd have to. I'd have
to. Bachelor,
yeah,
and he obviously
drinks the gay Four Loko, which is an espresso martini. So yeah, that's probably where we'd go.
I love it.
Roscoe's in Medford and Amelia Earhart's house.
Well, perfection. What's better than that? Mac, what about you?
I love it. Oh, well, it's Marshfield. So I'm from Marshfield, another towny town of
That is another towny town.
It really is. So I would try and arrange it to go during like Levitate Festival.
Yeah, you'd
Oh, that's a
have
good
to.
one.
I'd be like, well, look at my town culture. Like, we have so much going on. We literally have this one surf shop, and that's what we have going on. I would do that. I would take him to the beach. Then I'd probably like have my dad pick us up on his boat, and then go get like lobster rolls and eat them on the boat.
Yeah.
He'd pick
That's
me
true.
because he'd be like, oh, I'm definitely marrying into this generational wealth, only to find out it's generational debt.
The biggest catfish of it all.
Oh my
So
God,
true.
yeah.
That is amazing. I think those are great answers. I like that a lot. So we are going to dive on into some stories. Mac's going to commentate on the stories with us. And then we'll do a little Q&A with Mac at the end. Sound good to everybody?
Fine.
So, but before we do that, before we dive in, what's everybody been up to this week? We didn't even get to chat about it. Mike, do you want to go first?
I feel like you need to kick us off.
Yeah, I absolutely
You
will.
had
I was just
a
trying
way-
to be polite.
You had a way better week than me.
Yeah, I was just trying to be nice, like,
I
and just say,
know.
"Oh, did you guys do
No,
anything?" Before I really
This
dived
is
on
your
it.
moment, and I don't like to give it up.
Thank
often,
you. I
so.
appreciate that. If you've been here listening to the pod for a while, you know that I this past week went and saw my one true love, Mr. Harold Styles, at Madison Square Garden in New York City, and I'm going again to see him on Friday. And can I just tell you, his show was absolutely incredible. It was so good. But I was probably the oldest person there besides like parents of young children by like 10 years.
Really?
Annie and I went to the bar. I went with my friend Annie. Annie and I went to the bar at like inside the garden, and there was nobody in line at the bar. Everybody was in line at the merch stand. The merch stand was like a 30-minute wait. The bar was, we walked right up.
Whoa.
I'm shocked by that, honestly.
I don't know if maybe it was just like the night that we went. It was a Monday night, so like maybe people who were actually working like didn't choose to go that night. But
Yeah, because you're going Friday, right?
and then I'm going on
I
Friday.
feel
So
like
Friday
that
might
will
be a different
the
vibe.
21 plus crowd.
Yeah, I think so too. So we'll see, because he is doing 15 nights there. But anyways, I have a lot of thoughts first and foremost about New York City. Mackenzie, no disrespect, because I know that you are moving back to New York City like soon, but it really, like, people voluntarily live there, and that stresses me out to no end. New York City is, and I don't mean to alienate any of our fan base, but it is one of the grossest places. Everything smells.
But in,
Times
like,
Square, bro.
yeah.
I was okay, but
yeah.
I didn't just stay in Times Square. Like, we were walking around, we were doing things, we were seeing the sights. It was something else.
You're in the summer. Everyone.
No,
goes
I-
to
every-
New York
it's
in
like-
the summer on purpose.
Exactly.
It was a smelly place, and everything was like wet. Like, I was in a bar, and it just like everything was like dripping. I
Yeah,
was
but
just
that's
like,
like that. How's that different than Faneuil Hall?
you're not. I mean, no, you're right.
No, there is a big difference actually. So Boston has alleys to put trash in.
Yeah,
In between buildings, there's you can
Yeah,
put
yeah,
your
yeah,
trash
yeah,
there.
yeah.
But New York doesn't have that, and so all the trash goes out in the street. So New York is smellier, and it also has like it's built on a swamp, so it has big soupy energy. So like you're walking,
does
you're
have big
walking down
soupy
the
energy.
street, and you feel like you're
Yeah.
walking through a bowl of broccoli cheddar. So like I do understand where you're coming from, and like
Thank you.
living in New York in August makes me ask myself the same question, like
Yeah.
why do people
Why-
live
right.
there?
no, okay, that makes more sense. I bet, like, I'm sure I've been in at Christmas time before, and my feelings were not as strong. So I'm just chalking it up to the time of year, I guess.
Yeah,
And also,
it's a
it
sign
had
of the
been raining.
times,
It was
for
like
sure.
it's just a sign of the times. And so yeah, Harry was fantastic. Like, he puts on such a good show, and I just think he's wonderful, and I love him. And so this guy who's his stylist, his name is Harry Lambert, dresses him. He's only been wearing Gucci for this whole tour, and his outfits are just. Some people don't like them. I do like them. I think they're wonderful. But yeah, it was a great experience. Truly, like, I felt like I was going to church. You know, it was just here I am, back at home, me and Harold. And I made my outfit, and I'll post a picture for you guys because it actually came out really good. Mackenzie and I did sewing lessons together.
It did come out good. It
Actually did come out good.
Yeah.
I was honestly worried, like the romper, I was a bit worried. But I gotta tell you, it was itching like a bitch.
I bet it was.
Oh my God, those sequins, like, they do not mess around. I'm glad that I lined like the armpits with like plain fabric, because otherwise I would have been like, get this thing off me. But yeah, it was good. Spent like $95 on merch, naturally.
What'd you get?
I got a t-shirt that says like Harry Styles, like 15 nights at Madison Square Garden. It said Madison Square Garden is Harry's house, because for those of you who don't know, Harry's album is called Harry's House. And so the reason whoever his marketing person is, like, deserves a bajillion-dollar raise, because not only is it called Harry's House, and he's doing all of these residencies.
Mhm.
So it's like you're visiting Harry's house. Like that's what they're calling it. Like because
Got
it's
it.
residencies, Harry's house, whatever. And then also when he was doing like the first bit of press for the album, he did, instead of doing Rolling Stone or like Variety or whatever, he did Better Home and Gardens. And like they went into
Yeah.
his house, took
Cute.
pictures of his house. It was when I saw that, I was like, first of all, like they just put Better Home and Garden in the green for like the next 2 years because
Totally.
they just made them so much money. Like respectfully, who's buying Better Home and Garden? Probably not that many people. If anything, you're reading it online. But their
Yeah.
sales when they sold like the cover of the magazine with him on it, I guess it was like
Whosever ideas that is.
Right,
The
like-
last remaining employee at Better
at Better Home and
Mhm.
Garden. Like they're gonna be
Literally.
they're surviving the merger. Like whenever there's a merger, they're
Mhm.
gonna make it. They're making it to the next round. So yeah, it was good. That's why my voice sounds a little
I know you need to be on like vocal rest for
I
tomorrow.
know for like it truly, because I was just screaming at the top of my lungs. Really, well, he doesn't play. His set list is fantastic, but he doesn't play my favorite song from the album, which is called Grape Juice, and he doesn't play it, and I don't know why. It's the only song that he hasn't played like throughout this leg of the tour. I just don't get it. Maybe he doesn't like it, but it's personally my favorite song. So I'm screaming at the top of my lungs like, play Grape Juice, and like all these little girls around me are like, play Boyfriends. I'm like, you don't even have any taste. You've never even had a boyfriend. You're 12 years old. Please back up.
They've probably had like 4 by now.
So true. You're right. I'm just old and washed up and married. Not that I don't love being married, but you know. Anyways, that's that. So that was lovely, and I will keep you all afloat as to how it goes when I go back on Friday. I think it'll be a different crowd when I go on Friday, because the Monday crowd was a bit.
Mhm.
They were quite tame, honestly. I mean, it was completely sold out.
Was Monday the first night?
No, I think it was Saturday, Sunday. We went on night 3, so it was
Got it.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday was night 3.
Fun.
But it was lovely.
Incredible.
And then we took the Amtrak, which honestly, a much more premium experience than I would have assumed.
I love the Amtrak.
Yeah, it was
It's the
really
only way
nice.
to do it.
Yeah, it's so nice.
I'm such a flying girl. I wanted to fly, but so many flights keep getting canceled. You like it's unpredictable. You just don't know what's going to happen.
And you get dropped off like in the middle of Queens.
Yeah.
And your Uber is $1 million.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
so
It's
true.
not
It's just not worth it.
You're right. Fair points. Fair points all around. Anybody else care to share what they did over the last week?
Mine's like really, it's just packing.
Packing and moving.
Packing.
I'm so
That's it.
excited that you're going to be so much closer.
I know.
Where are you moving?
Dorchester.
Chic.
Yep.
But I do
You're
have to
South Shore
say,
girly, finally.
Finally.
Mhm. Yep.
I do have to say, I have to give Mike a shout out because Mike has been on time for the last couple weeks, and I'm really proud of you, Mike.
Mhm. Right.
Growth-
She's punctual now.
Growth is important, and Mike's just been growing, baby. He's
Yep.
been on time a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm proud of him. He actually was sitting at the train station waiting for me today when I pulled
twice now.
up. Twice. Yeah,
I
I'm
was,
so proud of you.
I was opposite.
Mackenzie was late, but like, there's always one. It's okay.
You're
Somebody-
literally the latest person I've ever
I am.
known.
I
so
am.
I felt no qualms about being 10 minutes late for you.
No. No.
My
It
weekend
just-
was great. Thanks for asking.
And oh yeah, tell us about it. You went to Maine.
Yeah, I went to Camden, Maine, which is where my grandmother's from. It's like a very, I don't know, have either of you been there?
No, but it sounds familiar.
So it's not a hidden gem. Like
Mhm.
it is known. But it's like a very artsy, sophisticated part of Maine, like right on the coast. It was really, really lovely. I'd say it has the second best harbor, second only to Bar Harbor.
Bar Harbor is chic.
Which is an extra 2 hours north, so it's it's an extra hike. But it was really lovely. We spent some time overnight on my parents' boat, and then I got a free hotel stay, which I'll tell you a little bit
Fun.
about later.
Yeah.
But that was really exciting. That's like the thing I've wanted the most in my influencer career of 10 years has been free hotel stays, and I finally had my first one.
Love that.
It was
That's
everything I could
awesome.
have hoped for and more. So
That
That's
is
so
everything.
exciting.
yes, it was amazing.
Wow.
It was so great. So-
Wow. I can't wait to.
Would we go to the hotel again
Yeah,
on your own time?
Yeah.
It looked really nice.
it was really nice. I would absolutely stay there again.
What was?
Love.
You told me the brand of hotel?
The brand is Lark Hotels. Yes. I have
Yes.
kind of a little bit of an ongoing partnership with them. starting
Fun.
starting now. And they have like hotels all around New England.
There's one down the Cape. They just built one like near my husband's parents' house.
Yes.
And it's like brand new and gorgeous.
Yep, they all are. They have a bunch of really, really nice hotels all around New England. They own
Wow.
Block Island Beach House, which is like
Oh, nice.
probably their like
Yeah.
crown jewel.
Cool.
And so I'm very excited to have a good partnership with them.
That's great. Do you have any other trips with them planned already coming up?
Yeah, I'm going to Stowe at the end of September. So
Fun.
Oh.
I've never been there, but I'm very much looking forward to going to the Ben and Jerry's graveyard.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I heard
the
that's
Flavor
awesome.
Graveyard. That's important to me.
Yeah.
I also need to talk to some people there about getting everything but the cow in more stores.
I've never had it. Is it good?
Yeah, it's the best. It's the literal best. There is no better Ben and Jerry's flavor, and it is it's a problem that it's so hard to find. So.
Tea. What's it? What is
What's
it?
in it?
So it's half chocolate, half vanilla ice cream.
Ooh, I love that.
It has Heath bar, peanut butter cups,
Oh yeah, I
white
would love
chocolate
this.
chunks, white malted milk balls. It has
Yeah, I'm
like a
sold.
little bit of everything in it. That's why they call it everything but the.
Mhm.
Cute.
And it's by far their best ice cream. And like for some reason, it is impossible to get. So I'm just gonna see who I can
Well,
talk to.
Yeah, definitely talk to somebody
You'll
about
get it
getting it
back
in
for
stores.
us, I'm sure.
I'll do my best. I'm gonna do my best.
That's how I feel. I want to talk to the Down East people because if any of you guys, and this is obviously completely unrelated, but have either of you tried the Down East blue slushy?
No.
Oh.
Oh wait.
No, it's
Yeah,
actually delicious.
I have actually had it.
I like Down East
don't even
anyways.
know
I
what
don't
it
drink
is.
beer because I don't
don't
like
like
the
it
taste of
either,
it. Not
but
to be that girl, but I'm not like a beer girl. But anyways,
No.
so I ordered it one day because I was like, oh whatever, it was on tap, and it is so good, but literally so hard to find.
Yeah, I had it at a barbecue. Actually, it tastes just like.
It literally tastes
Very
like a slush puppy.
just like it, yeah.
It's so good. It's amazing.
It's a slushy beer.
Mhm.
But it's cider.
Okay, I'll try it.
It's really good. You should try it.
I'll try it.
It's like a 1. Like I had one.
Yeah, like you can have one or two.
I had one. And I was like, all right, I had it.
Yeah.
Like,
But it
back-
was good. I
Back to
enjoyed
the
it.
White Claw.
All right, so let's dive on in here to some hot topics. First and foremost, talk about a wedding season. I mean, Mike and I are always going to
know.
weddings anyways, but this past week has been big for weddings. So we got 3 on the docket here to chat about.
And I feel like we have fun POV, like 2 wives, and I'm a professional wedding guest. So
Yeah.
I feel like we're covering
Yeah, I feel like you're everyone's best friend.
Yeah. That
is
Like,
so
you get invited
true.
to a lot of weddings.
Yep. all of them.
So first and foremost,
All of them.
who wouldn't want to have you at a wedding though? Like I feel like you're a big wedding
That's-
Yeah,
asset.
That's
it's
the
fun. They're
problem.
it's like prom with alcohol. I love it. I can't say I don't thrive at a wedding.
No, you do. I know you
How
do.
many go to a year? Probably 5 or 6 at least.
I have 3 more still.
How many have you already gone to?
I think 5.
Wow.
August was my off month. I've had like 1 since April.
8 in 1 year.
And like last year I was like 9, because it was like the combined.
I
20,
won
That was
two
the
a year.
year before COVID. I was 8.
I had
How are you
none.
guys so popular? I rack my brain about this all the time as to why so many people get invited to so many weddings and I don't.
See, I think I'm everyone's only gay friend. So like I think I'm fitting like
You're
a
tokenized.
yeah. I'm like they're gay because like people I'm like oh I feel like I haven't. I'm like shocked I got the invite. You know, like there are a couple I was like, oh, I was not seeing that coming, but I'm free. I'll come. Like, so I think
Mine is
that's
my husband.
mine.
Everybody likes my husband. He's nice. And I just go with him. I think.
He's
I think
a
that's,
nice guy.
I think that's a lot of it. All right, but so first and foremost, the first wedding that's on everybody's mind right now, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck get married again in lavish Georgia wedding. So Bennifer 2.0 said their I do's at Wedding 2.0. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck tied the knot again, this time in front of A-list friends and family at the actor's 87-acre property in Georgia on a Saturday evening after eloping in July, a source tells Page 6. Guests, including Affleck's longtime pal Matt Damon and his wife, wore white to match the extravagant light-hued decorations and floral arrangements. Wow. I mean, J-Lo looked great. I think she looked fantastic. It says in her newsletter, which we've talked about the newsletter here on the pod before. I have thoughts about the newsletter.
Oh my god, get over it. It's like when the Kardashians had an app.
No, that's exactly what it's like.
I can't even like talk about like we're lucky I don't stan JLo because I would subscribe. Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
But like,
care
what is she
about-
doing with all like? And not to get into all of this, but like, what is she doing with all of our data? Like, what does she need all of this information for?
That's true.
Like, how is she? I don't know. I guess I just don't get it.
And I guess is it just her newsletter?
Yeah,
like-
it's like it's literally like you subscribe and you get her newsletter, and like that's it. That's
What
the
is
whole
she
thing.
giving in the newsletter? Like
Exclusive, like the first look pictures at her wedding dress, like came out in the newsletter. The
Got
first look at like her wedding ring, engagement ring.
newsletter.
was in the newsletter.
I love it though because it's really just for her absolute fans. I mean, for like the 20 minutes before it gets picked up by somebody else.
Yeah, like
Right.
it's like a way to like feel like the same reason why like I'm subscribed to a Bravo Insider.
Right.
Like, the trailer's getting dropped regardless. I got
You're
it
right.
15 minutes before the world did.
Yeah.
You know.
But apparently, I mean, she has like it's like 2 million subscribers. It's like something
I
absurd.
feel like that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I liked the dress.
Which one? Because there was 3 of them.
The
So
turtleneck one.
I like the turtleneck
I like the
one.
high neck.
I like the high
It gave
neck.
Ralph Lauren, and knowing that it was a Ralph Lauren dress, I liked it.
Yeah, we're all 3 Ralph Lauren.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's giving Ralph Lauren. It's giving second marriage in like a subtle way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's like I'm a mature adult woman and I still have a sick bod and this is my dress.
Yeah.
Except this is her fourth wedding. Actually.
Oh yeah, but it's the second one that matters.
Yeah.
So true. Everybody knows that like Mark Anthony and Ben Affleck are the only ones that really matter.
Only ones that mattered. Only ones.
No offense to Chris Judd and somebody else.
Yeah, they're
don't know him,
irrelevant.
but either way. But I think she looked great. I think my one little snafu is the fact that they got married at a plantation. It's a little tacky for me and a little poor taste, especially after one, everything that's happened in all of American history, and two, everything that's happened like when Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds got married in a plantation. They like apologized for it and we're like, we're so sorry that we got married in a plantation, and now it's like they're making the same mistakes.
Yeah, but that's kind of J-Lo. She plays by her own rules.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
Yeah.
She literally
She doesn't
does not
give a
care.
fuck. Like, I bet someone literally said to her, like, I don't know, Jennifer, like, this is probably not a good idea. And she's like, it's Ben's house. Why would I care? Like, I don't think she sees beyond herself, really. I don't know why the man owns a plantation in the first place,
Right.
like in Georgia. Like,
It's just so not
So
him.
random.
Like you're a regular boy from
Yeah,
from
like
Boston.
I just feel like he has like property and like
property everywhere.
yeah.
Their PR people, because obviously they have very good PR people, had to have known that this would make headlines that they got married on a plantation. It's just not a good look.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
But I am happy for them. True love.
True love prevails.
I think they're real, and I always believed they were real. I never thought it was fully just for PR.
I agree. I was an early supporter of
I think
the
at
rekindling.
first, and we've talked about, I think at first it was a little PR-y. He was coming down off of a bad swing. I think maybe they were pushed together in like a PR moment, but then I think that there was like true love after that.
I think there's a couple things. Like, first of all, Jennifer Garner wanted him to get like sobes for their kids
for sure.
a long time.
Yeah.
And J-Lo notoriously does not touch alcohol.
Mhm.
And so I think
Wait, is that true?
yeah, J-Lo does not drink alcohol.
I didn't know that.
Yep, never. She does not drink alcohol.
Wow.
So, I mean, that is honestly the potion of youth is water.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I just can. I'd
Yeah.
rather just get Botox.
Exactly. The potion of youth is water, and J-Lo
Yeah,
knows
I
that better than
can't.
anyone.
I can't.
So I think that was a huge thing. Like, I think he had family support that they're like, oh my God, you've struggled with substance abuse, and now you're going to be with somebody who doesn't touch substances.
Yeah.
That's great. And second, like, she had actually said in her memoir that largely gave nothing, that she resented the fact that she didn't marry Ben, and that she should have married Ben, and that marrying Mark Anthony was a mistake.
Really?
Yes. And so that's kind of a known thing, that she had really wanted to be with him long after. So it really did feel like an authentic second chance romance.
As long as they don't make a movie together, I feel
Oh
like
my God.
I feel like it'll be
I feel like
fine.
they'll be forever.
Mm-hmm.
I think like I love that like she has kids, he has kids, so it's like
We love a blended family.
blended family.
Have you ever seen that movie, Blended?
Yeah,
It's actually a
cry,
great
I like
movie.
cried at it.
It's really good. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. Is it Drew Barrymore?
Yeah, I think it's Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore and
Adam
Adam
It's like,
Sandler.
they like marketed
like-
it as like 50 First Dates, the sequel, because
Yeah.
it's like their first thing back. Yeah,
And they like blended it, like basically
In
become
South
a blended
Africa.
family in South
Yeah.
Africa. It's real. It's like really
What?
cute. Or they go on like this vacation together. They wind up on like
a safari.
safari vacation together, and then
Yeah, you have to watch it.
Yeah, you check it
He
out.
plays it like once a Saturday, so I'm sure
Yeah.
you'll find
It's
it.
that's why I
Yeah.
think that's the only reason I've seen it. I would never see it. I didn't see it in the
Yeah,
theater.
but we
obviously.
know you hate.
I hate the
the
movies,
movie
but I
theater.
will say I have a standing date with my friend 1 month from now to go see Don't Worry Darling when it comes out in theaters. And I'm very excited about it. But we're going to talk about that. We'll get to that when we talk about more Harry Styles things, thank God. So,
One thing before we move away from
Bennifer?
you see Casey Affleck did not go.
I did see that. That's
So,
juicy.
Yeah, and that I think, but then had a weird statement that was like, "Welcome to like our dysfunctional family," but like you didn't go to the wedding.
Did Jennifer Garner go?
No.
I mean,
But like
I
first
just
wife
wasn't
has
sure.
like no.
Yeah.
And then
But all their kids were there.
the kids were there.
Yeah.
Good sign.
Yep.
That is good.
And so Casey wasn't there, but he was like pictured, like caught on camera, like the night out before, like till like 1 a.m., but like not
Really?
in Georgia. Yeah. And then Leah Remedy wasn't there. And her and J-Lo are like besties.
So I know, but I must have saw it, I'm sure it was on Dumois, but somebody said that they had not had a falling out, but like had a riff between them.
Yeah, I saw that on Dumois too, and I
didn't even know.
I don't want to believe that
That
because
makes me really
I really
mad.
liked them as friends.
Yeah, me
It, like
too.
me,
They're
it
kind of each
honestly,
other's only friend.
it honestly made like J Lo really like it kinda
Relatable.
It made her likable.
Yeah.
I think in like a
Agreed.
humanizing
Well, she was
way.
such like an elevated, like not above you, but like such a
yeah, like a
superstar,
mega international star,
yeah.
and then hanging out with kings and queens.
Right.
Yeah, like it's
King of Queens,
You
King
know?
of Queens. I knew what you meant. I knew what you
yeah.
meant.
I mean, she did dismantle Scientology,
Yeah,
but
she
like she's
totally
known
did.
for that show.
For that show
Yeah.
with Kevin James.
hmm
Great guy, by the way. He seems great.
But yeah.
That makes me sad.
So
yeah,
I
Casey
think
does not make me sad.
Casey
No, I don't
doesn't
care,
make me
whatever.
sad. I should have like
He
trigger
had one
warning. I
movie,
shouldn't even
like,
said his
no
name.
offense.
But I was sad about that, and I did see she said it was because her kid's going to college, which is why she didn't go because he's like.
Okay.
So that I think that's.
I
like,
hope
the
that's the
PR
true
stunt.
reason.
I
Yeah,
do too.
That's
Also, celebrities are notorious for like 2 weeks before their wedding being like, you know what we should do? Have a wedding. And like sometimes people are busy.
that
Mhm.
is true. Which brings us to our next wedding, which there was some people that were too busy to attend. Sarah Hyland and Wells Adams got married. So for those of you who don't know who Sarah Hyland and Wells Adams are, Sarah Hyland from Modern Family. She played I
Oh my
can't
God.
think of her
the
name
best
right now.
character.
Yeah, she was Haley
yeah.
Dunphy on Modern Family, and then
She's also
married
the host now of
yes.
Love Island US.
of Love Island US.
That's a gig.
That is
fucking
such a gig.
Booked.
Yeah, she is booked. Like that's a great gig for her, and she, you know what? She's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, she's perfect for it.
She totally is perfect for it. So she married Wells Adams. Wells Adams was a man from the Bachelor franchise, originated on JoJo's season. Okay, thank you. I knew you guys would know. So, yeah, the two of them wed. So, Bachelor Nation favorite Wells Adams gave Sarah Island his final rose on Saturday, according to Page 6, marrying the Modern Family actress in a gorgeous outdoor ceremony at the Sunstone Winery in Santa Ynez, California. Hyland, 31, stunned in an off-the-shoulder wedding dress by Vera Wang, choosing a second creation by the famed bridal designer for the reception. Gorgeous.
Yeah, she looked great.
She looked fantastic.
She
and
did.
then the ceremony was officiated by Jesse Tyler Ferguson, who played Uncle Mitch
yep.
on Modern Family, which I absolutely love. And most of the Modern Family cast was there.
Yeah,
For the most part.
was there.
I saw Sophia. The only one, Ty Burrell was at the... Ty Burrell, who plays Phil Dunphy, was at the rehearsal dinner, but he must have had something that he could not attend the actual wedding. I didn't see, what's the old guy's name? The guy who plays Jay. That one old guy.
I can't think of his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Hold on, I'll look it up. Jay from Modern Family's name is Ed O'Neill, that guy. I don't know, I didn't see if he was there.
I didn't see him in any pictures.
The first Google that comes up is Jay still alive from Modern Family? So that answers that. He is still alive, but he was not there. So, or maybe he was, I don't know. I didn't see any pictures. But you know who I did see photographed there?
Oh.
Chris Harrison.
Really?
Chris Harrison was there. Chris Harrison was the former host of The Bachelor, who
Wow.
Bachelor/Bachelorette, who was ousted after some quite insensitive comments. If you're interested in that, go ahead and do a little quick Google. I'm sure you can find that out.
Yeah. Google Chris Harrison, Rachel Lindsay. It'll come up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that was an incident. But I think like this wedding is absolute like one of the most beautiful weddings I've ever seen, and she looks so happy.
Yeah, she looked she looked stunning, and it was like a long engagement because they got engaged.
They
I think,
did the full
before pandemic
Yeah.
and like waited.
Yeah, I think it said 2 years they'd been engaged, which is great. Like that's really great.
Three. They got
three.
engaged
I think
in
you're right.
2019.
Yeah.
They were engaged for a long time. Like I was engaged in 2019, and I'm coming up on my 2-year wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah, they like stopped everything.
But she had some health issues.
Yeah.
During the engagement, before the engagement, both.
I think both.
Yeah,
I think like she came out and talked about it because
Yes.
like she was like, I don't want to get married until the pandemic's in like a way better spot.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I'm happy for them. They looked beautiful, and is he the host of Bachelor in Paradise now?
I don't know. He's not the
I don't think he's the
host.
host, but he's always like the bartender. He's like they're like
He's
on
like their
site, like
co-host,
fake.
basically.
He should be the host
therapist.
of Paradise. Like, I'm sorry, he really should. I was upset that he got passed over for host of Bachelor Bachelorette.
I agree.
Mhm.
I think he would have been a great replacement for Chris
I do
Harrison.
too. I think he's like a good neutral.
Totally.
Everyone has a crush on him.
Yep.
He's never done anything remotely problematic.
No.
He's such an unproblematic king. Like, really. We need
that's
somebody
what they
like
need to
him. pick.
They need to pick like a
Right.
middle of the pack guy who like didn't.
I gotta tell you, I've been a Bachelor fan for, forever. And they've lost me recently. I'm not even watching this season.
They lost me a little while ago.
Mm-mm.
They lost me actually when they picked Colton.
Yes.
So like this is
Yep.
back at, what was this, 2018, 2017? This is a long time ago. But when they picked Colton, I was just like, no.
Mhm.
I was like, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I do not believe this man is looking for love of the woman. And well, turns out I was correct. He also turned out to be a stalker and kind of like an evil human.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. Whatever happened with that?
The producers are just bad people, and they just consistently pick the worst people to lead
Yeah.
every
Yep.
season, like in a baffling
Well, and
way.
like nobody lasts anymore. Like
No.
after who was after Tayshia?
Honestly, I stopped.
After Tayshia.
like,
Michelle,
Oh,
Katie,
yes.
Michelle, Katie and Michelle, they like doubled us up, which we didn't ask for.
Yeah, after
Michelle Young.
Michelle
Yeah.
Young. After like Tayshia, Katie, Michelle, I stopped watching. I was like, I can't do this anymore because none of them
lasted
ended up
long.
with anybody.
You lasted longer.
I
than
did.
your
I
average
tried.
person.
I have.
I stopped after Nick's season.
Nick
That's a
Viall.
lot of people
Yeah.
stopped after then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they
But
picked that random guy.
Yeah.
Ari.
Yeah,
And you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was out. I'm out.
Ari.
And for that
But
sharks,
they're
I'm
still
done.
together, I
Yeah.
think.
Well, yeah, because he dumped that girl and
Right.
went back
Yeah.
together. Remember that was like the big.
It's always
gag.
the
Yeah.
way. It's always the way. After Claire and Dale. Well, what was it, Dale?
Yeah. Well,
After that whole incident, I was like, I can't do this anymore. And they kept me in for a couple more seasons just by promising the dramatics
did
and then
either of
getting
you
it.
watch Bachelor Listen to Your Heart? It was like this.
No,
singing.
but
Okay,
it was like-
slapped. It slapped.
Did it really?
They need to bring it back. It was so good. It was like you're pairing up with someone to like be a musical duo, like the next Dan and Shay,
Mhm.
and like competing with each other and like also looking for romantic partners, and you can like switch out. Like it's like Love Island meets like American Idol. It was so good. It had one season. It premiered like in the spring of the pandemic, like that heat.
I do
pandemic.
remember
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Like really.
I remember
good.
watching.
How
an
come it didn't get
episode.
renewed?
Because no one else watched it except
You
for
were
me.
the only
this
one.
This is my plea. Please bring it back.
If anybody out there is listening to this that would have any pull with that, please
Mhm.
bring it back for my
I'll
friend
watch
Mackenzie.
it.
Yeah, put
I
it on Disney
need
Plus.
I need more Love Island style shows is what I need. Like I need more British
Watch Are You the One?
hot
Dude.
Yeah,
people.
Are You- I was
No,
gonna
I
say,
do like
Are You the
I do
Ones-
like Are You the
The
One?
new season, like the cast was just dropped.
Is it gay again?
No.
Ugh, what's the point?
It like and it, thank
It's so
you.
much more fun when that was the I watched
was
that
the-
season.
That
yeah.
was the best season of like any dating show I've
Mhm.
ever
Yeah.
watched.
It
Like,
was. It was really
not
good.
knowing who was gonna end up with who. Like
It's-
the
it
whole time I
was
kept
tea.
saying was like I would lie and then like throw a fit if my match was a girl.
Oh
like
my
I
God.
would lie to get on the show and be like, "Fuck, I ended up with a girl."
Yeah, like what's his fucking
Babe, you wouldn't.
name?
Babe, you wouldn't have to lie to anybody.
I know.
You-
Like they're like they're not a
Was it
shot. in hell.
Bastille? No,
No, he ended up with the guy with the curly.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Yes, but like wouldn't they have been so upset? But I know
yeah.
some people lied. Like Nora, she was totally not into dudes.
My
she never wanted to
favorite-
talk to a single dude.
My favorite tweet ever I think about all the time is about Nor, and it was like Nor doesn't need a perfect match; she needs a therapist.
Norn did need a therapist, but Amber.
100%.
Amber,
Amber was-
if you're listening to this, I will leave my husband for you. It's not even a question. Just send me a DM. A simple hi
At
will
Mac
do.
and Style.
That's my
please.
signal. I'll
Mhm.
leave.
Oh my god, yeah, that's not. And it's hosted by the girl on Catfish who co-hosts with Neve.
What's the point?
I
She's
know.
hosting it now.
Yeah.
Who
Okay.
previously was a host? Was it Nick Cannon?
No, it was
a random guy.
it was a random guy.
A random guy. Who's on Queer Eye? Who was on Real World? Kamar? No.
I can't think
I
of it.
can't think of it. But he hosted like they had like a challenge version
Tan
of Are You
France?
the One? No.
I can't think of it.
I can't think of it.
What's it?
either.
But anyways, I think it's international. Are You the One? Which is fine. But,
Yeah, but-
pansexual Are You the One? They just keep it up.
Just
keep
yeah,
it
just
going.
just keep
Everyone
it going.
loved
It was so good.
Everyone was a fan. I don't know a single person that didn't. Like
Speaking of Michelle Young though, she's filming a like rumored Summer House spinoff show.
Really?
It's filming on like Lake Michigan.
Wait, did you see? Was it you that posted something about a Martha's Vineyard one?
Yeah, I don't think it's true. I meant to ask you about that. Do you know anything?
no,
about
I
that?
hadn't heard
What
anything
you?
about
You're
it.
a South Shore girl.
Have I heard about Martha's Vineyard's show? No, I have not.
Yeah,
I didn't. I said the same thing. Was that on Dumois that they posted that?
yeah. And I was like, I like not to sound cocky, but one, I follow like so many local casting things. I think I would have heard about
Yeah,
it.
you would have seen something.
And two, like you're gonna tell me no one posted a camera from the like in any bar in the Vineyard?
Yeah, I find that
like you're not gonna
extraordinarily
film
hard
Labor
to
Day
believe.
weekend.
You're right. We would have seen it somewhere.
Yeah, like
totally.
it would have been news.
Even
I
in like
heard. It would've
Betches of
been-
Boston,
Yeah, it
we
would
would
have
have
been news you heard on the 4th, not Labor Day.
Totally, we definitely would have heard about it.
We would have reached out to at least one of my slutty friends.
Yeah, like someone would have, like I would
Totally.
know someone who at least went through like a couple rounds of casting. I like
Yes.
feel
Yes.
confident.
Because
about
I do
that.
every time Bravo considers doing like Real
Anything.
Housewives of Boston. I know of at least one person that goes through a few rounds
Mhm.
of casting.
I mean, and some of I have
Only
friends who
because
like
Boston's
yeah.
too boring.
Yeah,
totally.
anyone worth its old money. Like I feel like
Or sports wives.
that's what I want.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
That's what they're looking for.
We did talk about this on the pod, like how we think there should be. Picture your idea.
It should be called. I want to call it Title Town, and it's all different housewives, like wives of sports players, and that's like our like version of a housewives,
I love it.
right?
I think it would be perfect.
That's cute. That's a great idea. And if they steal it, we can
We've talked about it now twice.
It's intellectual
so
property now,
Yeah,
so if you're gonna
exactly.
take it, at least like credit us, or at least invite us to be on it.
Yeah,
All right, and our third and final wedding that we must talk about for all the Vanderpump Rules people out there. All the details from Sheena Shea's wedding dresses, okay, I can't read. Sorry. All the dresses on Sheena Shea's wedding dresses from Brock Davies' nuptial. I missed the crop top dress. That's what I have to say.
yeah. I missed the crop top dress as well.
That was so authentically her. I mean, we
Yeah.
all knew the marriage wasn't gonna last, but like it was so her.
Her dress, this one gave me like a table runner my mom would have had in our living room.
It was
Totally.
so just fine.
It
Yeah.
was fine. It was totally fine.
Well, I
You're
mean,
so
it
right.
gives like I got married on Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because she did.
Yeah,
It
she-
gives
Was it a
me
Tuesday?
the prettiest
Yeah, she got
dress of
married on Tuesday.
2017. Like it's
Yeah.
like 5
And I
years
feel
too
like
late.
Shayna's trapped in 2017, so
Yeah.
it like
Totally.
makes sense.
Mhm.
Where
Yeah, they got married on Tuesday
was
They have a
this?
kid, right?
in Mexico. Yeah, they have a daughter.
They do have a daughter.
So
And
Oh, yep. Okay. Oh, so here's who was there. VPR co-stars Raquel, Ariana, Sandoval, and Schwartz,
Yep.
who were all part of the bridal party. I do not know if Lisa Vanderpump was there. I did not see a picture
No,
of
Lisa
her.
Vanderpump is definitely not there. Oh, it's time to be real.
What? Mine was earlier.
Mine didn't go off.
Mine was
Oh,
earlier.
mine
We
was
already
way
did it.
earlier.
Yeah, mine just
Mac
went
missed
Oh.
it.
And like crazy. We're too old to be on Be Real.
No, we're way too old to be on
Way
Be Real,
too
but I
old.
really like
no, we're
it.
not.
I love Be Real.
Can I
love
tell you,
it.
as
I
a
love
teacher,
it.
I'm so stressed that like what's gonna happen when it's like
Oh, it's
noon.
gonna.
When it's noon on a Wednesday, and all my students are like, "Be real."
I literally said to my friend Dylan,
Like,
who's like a
then what?
teacher, I was like, if I were a student, I'd be like itching for my phone to go off for Be Real in class.
You're
itching
like,
for
put
it.
me in it.
Yeah, literally.
Mrs. Naz, get it might be real.
Uh-huh.
That's legit what it's
Fully.
gonna be like. Okay, whatever.
So yeah, they were all there. Katie was also at the same resort they were filming, but I don't think she went to the wedding.
Why?
I think
Are they beefing?
Yeah.
Really?
Weird.
Well, she had Raquel on her podcast, like back in like when was Coachella? April, May?
Yeah.
And remember there was a rumor that she hooked up with Tom.
Yes.
And it
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
Tom, but then on that podcast, Sheena was just basically kind of telling her to go after him.
Tea.
So it's like, why are you
I
using
didn't know
that on like as like material on your podcast, like your quote unquote friend's divorce? So
that's really
I think
shady.
she went and it didn't go to the ceremony. And I also saw that Kristen, Jax, and Brittany were there, but they had to stay at a different hotel because of filming. Because like they're still fired from Bravo.
Really?
So they're at the wedding, but like
couldn't be filmed at
Yep.
it. Interesting. I heard, so I didn't know this, but I read recently that Stassi and Jax and Brittany are feuding
oh yeah, because they didn't
because they didn't go to the wedding.
didn't go to the
And
wedding,
made like
but,
a bullshit
but
excuse like right
said
before
like
it.
day of that they weren't going to the wedding. And
That's-
it's like so crazy. And then of course Brittany like goes on Sheena's podcast to like basically talk about Stassi. Like not that like I want to give Stassi a pass, like she's
Right.
also problematic
Yeah,
in her
Stassi
own
is
way.
so
But like
problematic.
again, like Sheena, find material for your podcast. Don't bring your former coworkers on to talk about drama that's like not going to be talked about on the show.
Totally. I couldn't agree with you
So-
more. So anyways, mazel tov to them. I think that's very exciting. I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
Anything else to add about the 3 weddings before we move on?
What's your favorite wedding out of the 3?
Ooh, I have to go Sarah Hyland and Wells Adams. I think
too.
it
Yeah.
was timeless. It was classic. It was beautiful. Sorry.
And like the only party I'd want to be at.
Yes.
Like, I feel like
Totally.
I'd much rather party with like the Modern Family cast and like be part of that like mini reunion.
Because they're fun. Like they seem like they have a
loved
very
each
good
other.
time.
Did
Like,
you watch like
yeah.
the finale? Like
yes,
mini,
I
the doc?
did. What's
I
her
was,
name?
like, sobbing by the
Julie
end.
Bowen. Like I just love her, and the way that she talks about like everybody that she worked with is actually so sweet.
So fun fact, because I'm pretty sure she's a Massachusetts
I think
native.
she is. Yeah.
So she, in like 2011, she was at Kiss 108, and I had no idea, but came to my Johnny's Food Master in Somerville, and I bagged her groceries because I was like, "Do you ever get told you look like the mom from Modern Family?" And she's like, "I've been told that before." I said to my mom, she's like, "You idiot! That was probably her. She was on Kiss 108 today."
Oh my god.
So even if it wasn't her, I like to say I bagged her groceries.
I bet it was.
You did bag her.
Yeah.
You totally did,
Mhm.
and I'll maintain that. I've
Yeah.
always said that. I've always said that Mike bagged her groceries. I stand by that. All right, so now moving on in true me fashion, Harry Styles, a Rolling Stone article just dropped about Harry Styles, and I made Mackenzie read it so that she could talk about it with me. Mike can keep up because he said he saw.
I saw clips on gay Twitter,
On
so
gay
I
Twitter,
know
so
like the most important stuff.
He knows the most important part. So, Mac, tell me your thoughts first.
Okay, this article is giving nothing.
Yeah, it was a big fat nothing burger.
The
4
article-
pages of nothing.
It was just a fan writing an article.
You know
about
what was
her
the
fave.
you know what was the craziest part to me of this article, as somebody who knows so much about Harry Styles and loves him so much? The craziest part to me was that in the new Don't Worry Darling movie, Shia LaBeouf was originally cast
That
as the
was
main.
the most
That was the
interesting
most
part of
shocking
the
part of the article.
Really?
Yes,
But
I
that
said
he
this.
couldn't behave, which we know.
We know to be true.
Aw.
Yeah, Shia
That
could
seems
not.
like a good movie for him.
I think so too, but I think
That's probably what they thought. They probably thought,
Yeah.
like, we
Like-
want to give this guy a
Yep.
chance. This
Yeah.
is maybe his comeback. But
Yes.
he couldn't do it. He couldn't come back.
But in an article today that I saw, or maybe it was an interview today that I watched with Olivia Wilde, she said that like part of the reason that they chose Harry is because they needed somebody that was like lovable and like everybody could be like, oh my God, like he's just so cute and like whatever, but also just a little bit like little bit hard to read, like and a little bit like, what is your deal?
Yeah.
Which I think he totally fits that vibe. Like he's very hard to read. And even with this article, like he really, like you have no idea what's going on with him. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
he's very, he's just so ambiguous. Like he really leaves you wondering more,
But
which
I
I
think
think,
he's leaving himself one. Okay, it's my thought on the article.
yeah, go ahead.
I think he's leaving himself wondering more. So I think Harry's very sure of what brand he is projecting as far as like his music goes. You know, he has this kind of gender bending androgynous style that, you know, is
Yeah. It's like
It's-
Mick Jagger. It's
yes.
David Bowie. It's
it's all those things, but it also, you know, fits into a new kind of gender bending world that we've entered into.
Mhm.
Whereas like, you know, Mick Jagger and David Bowie, the way that they were dressing was really like different for the time because it
Yeah.
was a much more macho society
Yeah.
of how men were supposed to be dressed. Whereas like Harry kind of is like a representation of all that is good with how society has progressed.
totally. I think so too.
At least with like, you know, how he presents himself.
Yeah.
Now, I think because he is so sure of how he presents himself publicly, he is not sure of who he really is. And there was
In
a quote-
private.
they're in private. And there was a quote that I took from the article that I saved because I thought it was kind of interesting. And it was basically, oh no, where'd it go? Basically, that he does not leave any of the like he does not know if there's anything that he can say. Like there's nothing he saves for himself. Like he doesn't know. Like I thought I quoted it, but like
I know what you're trying to say.
Basically, like he doesn't. He is trying to find a balance where he saves the best parts of himself for himself while
Yes.
simultaneously giving everything to his audience.
Yeah.
And I think
Well,
that
and
that's probably-
and he did say something along the lines of that, like when it was like the interviewer or whatever was like, you know, when you in your relationship, your public relationship with Olivia Wilde, and he was like, I don't think I've ever had a public relationship with anybody. He's never confirmed.
That's like so true though. I did see that. Like I saw that on the interweb,
Yeah.
and it's like true. Like he never confirmed he was
No.
dating Taylor Swift.
He never,
Like,
nothing. He's never mentioned like at every concert I've ever been to, he's never been like, and thank you to my girlfriend. Like every article, he never calls Olivia his girlfriend. He talks about her as if she's just his director. Like I really think he does try to save like those parts for just his personal life. And that's how I feel about that. I think there was a lot of the article that was like a big fat nothing burger. He did say in the article that he's writing more music already, which thank God for that. 'Cause,
no
And he
drugs,
said
just sex and
he's-
rock and roll.
like truly, that's what it is.
And he said the thing he's not going to be in movies. And you just signed that Marvel deal.
Yeah,
What do you
I
mean
think-
you're not going to be in a movie?
I think he means he's not gonna.
Like what after you come?
You have 2
like,
movies
Yeah,
coming
no,
out.
I
what
think-
do you mean?
I think that's what he meant. I think he meant like I'm only doing Marvel for a little while.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He better be
then.
giving us,
He
like-
better.
I mean, no, you know how I know
We
that
did
he's
not
like
need him to do Marvel. I'm sorry.
Mackenzie, take
there
it
are
back.
so many other people I'd
No
rather
one
see.
asked
for
Like
it.
no
Bye.
one asked for
You guys
Harry
are wrong.
to come and like.
I'm sorry, you guys are
one.
wrong.
2 against 1.
That's fine.
I was like, that's the.
You're
like,
entitled to your own wrong opinion. That's fine.
I mean, like, I'm sure, like, I'm not gonna. I told you, I'm like a Marvel fan. I will see whatever he's in, but it's like, I was like, we don't really need Harry Styles in the
No,
MCU.
it's like having Timothy Chalamet in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, like
no
what?
one
Like
asked.
no
Okay,
one asked for
Timothy
that.
Chalamet looks like an 1800s orphan boy. Okay,
Yeah, he
like
does. Like he like I want to see him in like an Oliver Twist remake.
That's exactly
like, even
what I-
at
like,
like 27. I'd
please,
still be
sir,
like,
can
he's
I have
12.
some more? Like
he's,
that's
he's
what
a 12-year-old orphan.
that is legitimately what Timothy Chalamet looks like. He looks like
Yeah.
he is 12 years old asking
Mhm.
for
Like
more
I just
porridge.
feel like he always dresses like colonial.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's
It,
like,
like,
Victorian.
works, like-
He looks
Yeah.
a little underfed and like a little like
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
like-
I stand by what I say. I think that Timothy Chalamet and Harry Styles take off their clothes and put them in like just like this a uniform. They have the same sad boy energy.
Harry Styles does not have sad boy energy. Are you kidding me?
I think Harry Styles has like a slightly little bit more color. Timothy, I just
Yeah.
feel like is always black.
He's
and
so
white.
pasty.
Yeah, like, I
he
just
needs a
feel
little
like-
rouge. That's what my
like-
grandma would say. My grandma would be like, "You need a little rouge,
Yeah.
honey." Like that's what I
My-
want to do to
And
Timothy
my
Chalamet.
mom would be like, you need to get it in a level 3, 12 minutes. Like that's what my family would say. It's not makeup. It's like just go to a
Get in the
salon.
tanning
Yeah,
bed and
get in the
call it a
tanning
day.
bed.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
Too. She's like, "Why are you wearing sunscreen?" I'm
Yeah.
like,
No, my mom always says to me, like, anytime I'm like, I could be like having an anxiety attack, and my mom would be like, "Why don't you have a banana and sit outside for a while?"
Mhm.
I'm like,
always have
okay.
a banana and get some
Yeah.
water. You must have low potassium.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm having a fucking mental breakdown.
Nonetheless, what I mean is, I see Harry in artsy movies, and I think
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
those are
like,
the
I
right
don't-
movies for him.
I
and I
agree.
don't see that. That's what I mean by the Chalamet.
Yeah.
I
like
know
a,
they're different.
like a Sundance
Totally.
energy, not
Yes.
like
Yeah.
we don't need you to be in a franchise.
Picking
Yeah.
I get
indie
it.
films
yeah.
that just like speak to his soul and his music, but I like also don't even feel like he needs to be a movie star. Like,
No, I think- well, and that's
it's
what-
not Disney Channel. You
No.
don't need to do music.
You don't have to do it all.
TV and movies.
Yeah.
Like
And we talked about that when he was passed over for the Elvis movie, because the director was like, "Man, you're already an icon. I don't need you to be. You don't.
yeah.
This movie doesn't need you."
I've heard the Elvis movie is very good. I need to see it.
I know we've been talking about it. We need to see it, but I
See when it
still
comes
have
out.
not.
It's too long.
It's like almost 3 hours.
It's on my like sketchy free movie
Count
site
me out.
though now, so you
God.
can watch it for free.
I heard it was on HBO. No,
I don't know yet.
I think it is
Maybe.
something like that. So, anyways, that's that. I'm interested to see what happens with that. That's what I
Yeah.
say about everything. I always say I'm interested
He'll
to see
just
how
keep
that
wearing a
happens.
dress and being aloof.
Listen, here's the thing. Everybody's like, when is he just gonna come out and say, like, is he gay? Is he not gay? Like, what? Like, who cares? Doesn't matter. What does it matter? How does it affect your
2022,
life?
It's a
Like,
spectrum.
Yeah.
We know this.
Mhm.
right? Everybody knows that. I'm happy for him. I think he's wonderful. I'm excited to see the My Policeman movie actually with like, and also see
Mhm.
the Don't Worry Darling. But I think My Policeman's actually going to be better because I heard that the buzz around that one is better than
Oh, and it's gay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Making it better.
Perfect.
Automatically.
Yeah.
Automatic, of course.
literally.
Any day of the week.
Everything's better when they kiss at the end. Yeah.
So true.
Mhm.
All right, so now we're going to get into a little bit of an interview segment here with our dear friend Mackenzie. Are you
Cool.
ready?
Yeah, can I pee?
Yeah, sure. Can we
Yeah.
pause? Is that allowed?
I just feel really well. It's just like you gave me a venti and like I just want to bounce. Like give good answers, you know.
Oh man. Okay. I really like the setup in here.
I do too.
I really like it. Maybe we should move.
hmm
It's nice in here.
It is nice in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be better for like how we want to do like reels with the double.
You're right. You're right.
The double camera.
Up to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we found.
We'll have
our
to
new
just deal.
home.
We'll have to just deal with the bro of it all.
We'll make it.
That's
work.
okay. We'll make it work. Look at your little
Yep.
koozie collection. That's so cute.
Yeah, if anybody has any.
Oh my god, I have a bajillion. I'll bring some in for you. Oh, I have one from our wedding. I'll bring it in.
Yeah, bring it in.
That's so cute.
Some of them aren't too unique. We can page you some of them. But some of them are.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, just a little-
Sorry about that.
Oh,
No,
please.
you're good.
Don't worry about
Once
us.
an hour.
That happens.
It's very rare somebody makes it through a full podcast without peeing. So like,
Really?
yeah, you guys do that. Sometimes other people do that. I don't get it. Like, I no way.
I got a strong bladder.
I do too, unless I'm like
Unrelatable.
in the car. Like then I like have to pee like every 15 minutes.
Yeah, me too.
Of course.
Well,
All right. So, are we good?
Mhm.
Okay. So, Mackenzie, first and foremost, tell us a little bit about the Bad Bitch Book Club and how you founded it, how it came to be, how it's your full-time job, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so Bad Bitch Book Club is an online virtual book club where people read books mostly written by women, non-binary folks, and other people in the LGBTQ community.
Mhm.
For most people, it's just a place to get recommendations.
Yeah.
But for others, it is a place of community. So we do meetups. We discuss books that are popular across a variety of genres, and we have community driven reading groups that meet up. So we have like an LGBT group, we have a group that comes to talk about fantasy, a group that talks about thrillers, and a group that talks about romance. So we have a lot of programming going on. There's kind of something for everybody in the book club. And we also do retreats and meetups and all sorts of things. It's basically just it's whatever you make of it. It can be your entire life, basically, your entire social life,
Mhm.
or it can be a place where you find out what books you want to read.
Yeah.
But it's really fun. So I started it in 2018. Mike was one of the original members.
yeah, it's crazy to see like how it's evolved. Like being there from like literally it was like the fourth book. I remember being like, because I was like I was Ubering to work,
Yeah.
and I like was like I can't listen to my playlist anymore. I'm done with my podcast.
Yeah.
I have to now do audio books, and I was like, I don't even know like where to start.
Yeah.
So I remember like being like, can I join your book club? I need like Audible Recs. And
Yeah.
that's
Did
how
you
it's-
guys meet through the book club as well?
No.
I've known Mackenzie for like since like when did you go viral? When did your
2013, but I think we met a little bit before that because
yeah
one of Mike's really good friends from college is like my best friend.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Kim Robbins, shout out Kim.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
my,
interesting.
my good girl Kimmy.
Yeah,
Wait, that's
we
great.
love
I didn't know
Kimmy.
that.
Oh yeah, so I've known Mackenzie through Kim like so since college.
Yeah.
But then I remember you were abroad and went viral.
Yeah.
And then
For what? I don't even remember this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I've had my blog for.
I did know that.
guess
I knew
it's
you had your
actually-
blog.
It goes into the book club story. So I started my blog when I was 18. Summer going into freshman year of college. It was called Sparkles and Secrets. It obviously
Love.
changed the name like the day after graduation, basically.
Sparkles and Secrets.
I used to blog about bad dates I would go on, like hookups I'd have, and then like
It's
fashion
like
advice.
it was so I read it.
It was
it
very
was good.
popular.
It was good.
Really?
It was very
Like
popular.
think of like
Not that I'm surprised,
no,
but like
think of like in
at the time.
that age
Yeah.
of like betches coming up. Like you were like I would like equate you guys same energy.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it was. Like I didn't really have a business mind at the time.
Right.
So I like didn't really
Well, you were young.
Yeah, so I didn't really think to make it anything big, but we were getting like millions of views every year.
Are you
Like,
serious?
Yeah, no, it was like hugely popular. Like I would go to class and I would like look down and like see people reading my blog. Like if I was like at the top and like there's like people sitting below, I could like see people
Wait,
reading
that's
my
so
blog.
cool. What a meta experience.
Yeah, it was really weird. And so anytime I would hook up with a guy, like, you're gonna write a blog post about me, and I'm like, you really think your dick game was that interesting?
So true.
But yeah, so I started this blog. It became really popular, and something about me is I always complete my New Year's resolutions. And so my New Year's resolution in 2017 was to read 50 books. And I did that. And so in 2018, a lot of people wanted to join in on what I called my 50 book challenge, which I had been recording for my blog and for my Instagram. And then enough people joined that I decided to create the Bad Bitch Book Club as a joke.
And look at you now.
Yeah, and look at me now. So I started it in 2018 as a joke, just an email newsletter and a Facebook group. Invited just people who followed me on social media. When we had like
I joined shortly after you had started it because I had read about it in another Facebook group that we were both a part of.
Yeah, you were probably a member, but were in it way before the 500 member mark.
Yeah.
And yeah, both early members here.
You were
Mike was at,
early
like
on.
the 50 member mark.
Yeah.
Now
I
we
was
have about
I was early in
20,000.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, a founding father.
Mhm.
The
Do
only
Do you have a
fa-
20,000 now? Is that right?
About 20,000.
Wow.
We'll
That is
20,000 by the end
crazy.
of the month.
That's crazy.
But
That
yeah,
is
so
crazy.
it's just a place for people to talk about books. I really started because I wanted to talk to people about books that I was already reading.
Yeah.
Get more people to read books written by women. And now like so much has changed. Like from
Yeah.
back in 2018, like it was like totally chill to create community specifically for women to talk about women, like books written by women, so on and so forth. And now I would say like, and I'm happy with the changes in society.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I want that to be clear.
Yeah, of course.
Just because I didn't know about them in 2018 doesn't mean I'm not in favor. Like now that's much more broad and it like
Yeah.
inclusive and involves a lot more people. So we love it. We do awesome retreats all around the country. We just got back from Lake Michigan.
That
Last
looked
week.
great,
It
yeah.
was really fun. Did Santa Barbara this year. Did a summer camp experience in the Poconos.
Cool.
That
You know,
looked
it's
really
a lot of fun. And as far as like what I see it happening for it next year, or so, I'm moving to New York City, so I'm hoping to host some dinners with authors that come through there.
That would be really cool.
That's cool.
That would be like a big thing. Definitely more retreats. Going to do a Canadian one next year for
Fun.
sure. Want to do one in Rosemary Beach, and probably keeping it as is and just like kind of like nurturing the community for the next year.
Yeah.
So I don't have like major goals to exploit it.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
But kind of just like keep it going the way it is and like continue to make it like a safe haven for people who are looking to make new friends.
I love that. I think that's great. And what would you say, in your opinion, what is the book of the summer?
Oh, it's Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow.
It
by
absolutely
Gabrielle
is
Zevin.
Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. And
You should listen to it, Mike. It's really good.
Mike, it's really good. You should
I like
totally
I like
listen
the
to it.
cover.
The cover is
It's good on audio.
gorgeous. Is it good on audio?
It's really good on audio.
Okay, I read it, so I wouldn't know. But other people that I know did it on audio, and they said it was good too. But yeah, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. If you take one thing away from this podcast today, read that book.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
fabulous.
so good. It is really,
It's
really
our book
good.
of the month for September, so that's a little sneak peek.
Yes.
Talk of the Townies exclusive.
Yeah. Can you tell them anything else about what you have going on in September?
Let's see. So the book of the month.
Featuring that book or no?
Oh, Gabrielle Zevin's gonna come visit.
Okay, that's what I was. I wasn't sure if you could say it or not.
Yeah, why not? Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
I'm my own boss. Sorry, I keep
So true.
swearing on your podcast.
No, you can swear.
Yeah, Gabrielle Zevin's coming the last week of September to talk about.
I can't
Tomorrow,
wait
Tomorrow,
for
Tomorrow.
that.
This is the book of the
It is.
moment.
It's the book of the moment. Everybody's.
It's one of the books.
it's-
It's the
I was gonna
fiction
say-
book of the moment. The
Yeah.
book of the moment also is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette
Jeanette
McCurdy.
McCurdy.
See, that's
Yeah.
something like I have to buy the Audible for that.
yeah.
You
And
have
the
to.
Yeah.
romance book of the summer is Every Summer After.
Yeah.
Everybody and their mother is reading that book. I've seen it on everybody's Instagram story this summer. That and like every Colleen Hoover book ever, which we could talk about, but I digress.
Okay. A 30-second spiel on Colleen Hoover.
Go
Give
for
it.
it, please.
Do it.
I, first of all, really like Colleen Hoover as a person. I've interviewed her, and she is very nice.
Quite nice.
When I see the New York Times bestseller list and I see that 6 of the 10 books in paperback are Colleen Hoover books, I do shudder. It does upset me because there are so many other authors that deserve that same kind of like accolade. That said, Colleen started her career as a social worker making $7 an hour. She had all of her kids before she was 25.
Oh my God.
She was making no money. And she wrote this book in her spare time, her first like self-published novel, which I don't remember the name of. It did really well on Amazon. She was able to quit her job as a social worker and hire everybody that worked with her in her department to work with her on these books. And now they are all not just surviving, but thriving and making like millions of dollars.
I love
Wow.
that.
Okay, so that makes me feel a lot better.
So she
about
brings
it.
people up. And I think that a lot of
Do
people...
I enjoy her books? Not particularly.
No?
I'm not a huge fan.
I think
And
they're okay.
I think like they're good. They scratch the itch, but like I saw somebody say that like they're like it's like a 5th grade reading level, and ever since then
That's
it's kind
true.
of like they're not wrong. It's not
One of
far
her
off
books,
base.
I think, is Amazon bought for
Yeah,
a
Verity.
series. Yep.
Yes,
Colleen Hoover is the Danielle Steele of our generation.
totally.
I saw you tweet that.
Like
You're right.
every old lady, if you're like, do you like to read? They're like, I love Danielle Steele.
Yeah.
And that's the same
Mhm.
thing. If you ask like,
That's legit my mom.
something girl right now, and you're like, do you like to read? They're like, I
love Colleen Hoover. And you know what?
It's fine.
I was just
You're
gonna say.
reading books. You're reading books.
As
and
a
it's not
reading
hurting
teacher,
anybody.
anybody that's reading, you're reading, and that's good
Mhm.
enough for me. Like I love that reading is having a moment right now. I feel like I know that sounds like stupid,
No,
but
I
I
think
feel
it
like
is.
way more people than like were reading 3 years ago
Well,
are reading now.
I feel like it's like a moment to post what you're reading. Like it's
Totally.
so like to like post your coffee and
And your book.
Your book.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
As you're sitting on the beach
yeah,
in the
like
morning.
it's so that energy. Everyone's like,
totally.
and all the books are like books that you've picked like from months before, like just
years
pick-
before.
Yeah,
often.
like Beach Read is like one that
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys
Beach
were all
Read.
reading like what last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like now it's like all my friends are reading that.
Yeah.
Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
That one.
That is
And
one of my
I
favorite
like-
books
and
of all
I like
time.
that I was an early because that was
Me
one
too.
of your first
It
ones.
was,
one of the
yeah.
first
So
ones.
any one of the first ones I did
Yep.
read.
That was
Mhm.
Seven
I'm an
Husbands
early
is
Yeah.
adopter.
Mhm.
Yes, but I think if you want to read some fucked up shit, pass on Colleen Hoover and read Jeanette McCurdy's I'm
Yeah.
Glad My Mom Died.
totally.
Have you read it yet?
No, I have it on audio, but I haven't started yet.
It's really, really good.
Does she narrate it
She
on audio?
does narrate
Okay,
it.
good.
It's a must read. It's a
Yeah.
must talk about. And I will say, like, there's a lot of content where it basically the entire story is about how she was abused as a child and
Yeah.
how she has a raging eating disorder. So if either of those two things trigger you,
Yeah, you
this
should definitely
entire
not
book
read.
will trigger you, or you can come prepared for that, and it might be cathartic for
Right.
you.
Yeah.
There's one part in it where she kind of like slanders Ariana Grande, according to the news, but that's not really the case. I think she actually handled it really well. She was talking about how jealous she was of Ariana Grande.
Yeah, of course. The one clip that or like snippet that I did see was that she said something along the lines of like, you know, I was having like one of the worst days of my life, and here was Ariana Grande at the VMA doing whistle tones out of her nose, like just like how insane it is, how different their stories ended up.
Because I like saw that that obviously hit gay Twitter very early on too. So like it was like people were like, she's coming for Ariana, or like let's go after Ariana. Like that wasn't the case. It was more so like she was like what the fuck? Why is this happening to me?
Totally.
And, like I didn't think it was like I haven't read the book yet, but like how I took it from the clips.
You guys
was like,
we'll have to read it, and we'll have you back, and we'll discuss before you move to New York.
You gotta read it. It's a must read.
Yeah. All right. Couple more questions for you, and then we're gonna be done. So, you're all about like trending clothes, like you're very trendy, but in a sustainable way. What are we wearing for the fall? What are some of your trend predictions?
Okay, so trend predictions for the fall. First of all, we are wearing riding boots.
Oh, I love that that's having a moment again.
Okay, we're wearing riding boots. Like
They're
any kind of like equestrian style is like, in my opinion, always chic, always good for the fall.
Mm-hmm.
We're still wearing straight leg and wide leg jeans. Okay, but the best thing about the wide leg jeans and the flares is those booties you've been wearing with skinny jeans all these years actually look a lot better with a flare.
Totally.
Which is great.
You're
so
so
we're
right.
Sustainable. We're wearing vintage.
Mm-hmm.
We're wearing secondhand. We are not purchasing from Shein.
Nope.
If you purchase from Shein, you are a terrible person. No exceptions. And instead, we are buying from secondhand shops.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Speak to you. Bright colors. Bright colors are very cool.
I just bought a couple of cute pairs of like work pants, like in like bright colors. And I'm not usually a bright color girl. I'm usually like black pants kind of girl, but I like a nice bright color for.
What
for
would
the
be
fall.
like?
J. Crew's fully back, by the way.
What would be like your dream like partner in like clothing? Like, you know, like Remy Revolve, like what's like Mac and who?
Oh, J. Crew, of course.
Yeah.
And they just sent me a package, like finally. I tagged them probably 100 times, which is my tip. Like if you want a brand to work with you and you're like an aspiring social media influencer, tag that brand a million bajillion times. I probably tagged J. Crew in over 200 posts over the years before they were like, hey, Mac and Style, we love your TikTok. I'm like, oh, yeah, finally, thank God.
Somebody was listening.
Yes, they finally
Well, you did the
listened.
same. There was a couple brands that you did that with.
I've been successful with almost every single brand that I've worn them all down.
Because last summer, you and we beached all summer last summer because Mac was one of my only other friends that like could go on a Tuesday beach day from 9 to 5. So which was like perfect for us. And you were like dead set. You were like, I have to get a Spindrift partnership. I have to get a Spindrift partnership. And shortly thereafter, you did get a Spindrift partnership.
Yep, I got Spindrift. That was a big deal. We launched like a new flavor this spring. Spindrift, call me. I do want to work together again. J. Crew, that was a huge one for me.
I was so happy for you. The bathing suit line that you just collabed with, Same Swim.
Same Swim, that's a huge one for me. I've been wearing their swimsuits for years. They're so expensive. I was so happy to get a free box of swimsuits. And Girlfriend Collective. So
What's the dress place that you always post to?
Oh, Hill House Home.
I feel like that has to be your next.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. I agree. I have actively
You have
tried.
convinced so many people to buy Hill House. It's actually not even funny.
Yeah.
I would have
actually not cool anymore that they haven't reached
Yeah,
out to me.
No, I know.
You know, because I just saw.
I see a nap dress and I think of you.
Vanita on Southern Charm.
Love
She
her.
just like posted something, like posted their dress. Was like, oh, Mackenzie wears them. That's like, I like think of you.
Thank you.
With them.
Thank you. I agree. I am kind of a little tired of them not working with me. It's kind of getting a little frustrating.
Yeah,
But
I
they
see
are
that.
definitely a brand that I would. Once I get them, I've gotten everyone I'm interested in working with.
What else? Do you have any other brands besides them? Any other brands on your vision board for 2022? Like I know you said you always hit your New Year's resolutions.
They would be the last one standing because, like, I got J. Crew, I got Girlfriend, I got Same. Those are all, like, my dream brands.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd really like to, work with some luxury brands. Maybe that would be nice. Like to work with maybe like the Real because they're like a high-end, secondhand. But
that would be nice.
But it would be a little inauthentic because I don't really post about them very often.
Right.
Birkenstock.
Have you looked at Newly? Oh, well, you're a Rent
Newly-
the Runway
so
girl, yeah.
Newly, actually, I had an opportunity to work with Newly, and I rejected them because they're owned by Urban Outfitters, and I've been boycotting
Oh,
Urban
yeah.
Outfitters for
Right.
about 10
I
years
did know that
now.
you are
But
anti-urban.
that was a really hard one to say no to because they do have the best plus size selection, and like that's why I'm a little bit like ambiguous with my boycotting of Urban Outfitters because they own Anthropologie, and Anthropologie is one of the few brands that seems to even bother attracting a plus size audience, and like that's something that I care about, you know, just as much as I care about not supporting shitty brands. So it's complicated.
No, I think that's totally fair. That's great. Anything that you can tease for us for the future besides your move to New York?
Let's see. I am partnering with one of the bad guys coming up.
Oh my God, can you tell us who?
Who's like? I think you can guess. Like one of the bad guys who I have to support because we basically all have to support sometimes.
Oh, Amazon?
Yeah,
Of
I
course.
have I have something coming up with Kindle,
Fun.
Cool. Oh, well, that's
That's
a
a good
perfect,
one.
I mean, that's
which
great.
is like different. I weighed it and then I asked for a lot more money than I normally ask for because I was like,
Yeah.
if I'm going to work with Kindle, then
Yeah.
I'm going to ask them for double what they're offering me, and they said yes. Like, should I ask for triple?
Wow.
I have that coming up. I'm continuing this partnership with Lark Hotels throughout New
Yes.
England, which is really exciting.
We'll have to do one of the ones down the Cape. That would be so
Oh my
fun.
god, it'd be amazing. I'll ask them if we can do one for
Yeah.
September. But basically, like, I think I grew this big following living in New England,
Mhm.
and I think a lot of people think that maybe I'm one dimensional,
Mhm.
and that like that's all I have to offer is like, you know, the whole like coastal grandma chic.
Yeah.
But I have some very interesting friends in New York, and I live a pretty cool life there, and so I'm really excited to show people like, you know, who the New York version of Mackenzie is.
I think it's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be so dynamic. I'm really excited for you, and I'm happy for you. I'm gonna miss you immensely, but I think it's a great move for you professionally.
Thanks,
Yeah,
kids.
it'll be fun.
New York's always fun.
I love New
Except
York.
Except in the heat of August when it stinks like trash everywhere you go and everything's wet.
You're not wrong, but it's the best.
It
every
really
other
is the
time.
best. The
You
best.
should live in New York.
I know.
What? I don't see you as a New York. You hate sweating too much to be a New Yorker.
I know, but I love not sleeping.
And you
That's
love
true. You do
more
love
than
not
one
sleeping.
gay
You,
bar.
yep.
Mhm.
And you love
Yeah.
being out until like 3 a.m.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
love New York. But that's why like I kind
I
of like
love New York.
think I have to pull myself out of it
Yeah.
because I don't know. It's like the same reason why I didn't try Adderall until like my senior year of college. You know, like those are just some things
You don't
that,
know if
like,
you'd make it.
I can't allow myself to experience early on.
I totally
Tot-
understand
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
But
That makes
it
sense.
does shock me to hear that you held off on Adderall, and I'm glad you had your chance to brag on the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm happy for you. I'm happy
Well,
for
I
you.
have a Red Sox game I
Yes.
have to
All
go
right,
to.
girls. Well, thank you for coming.
Thanks
This
for
was so much
coming.
fun. We'll have you back to talk about Jeanette McCarty's book. We will read it. We promise.
You have to read it.
And we'll have you back to chat about it.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Oh
We
my
loved having
gosh.
you.
My pleasure. Thank you all so much for having me. It was fun being on the pod.
All right, everybody. Follow at Mac and Style on TikTok, Instagram. Join the Bad Bitch Book Club on Facebook. Follow Mike at Mike Montiel. Follow me at Just Happy to Be Here. Follow the pod at Talk of the Townies. Like, subscribe. This video, we're in a new studio today. So let us know your thoughts on the new studio. We're really vibing with it, honestly. We're
Yeah.
vain like that, and we kind of like it. It's like got a couple different cameras.
Better lighting.
Better
I think.
lighting. It's a little bro for us, like, you know, for
Yeah,
us
it is
too.
giving like your dad's basement. But I think
Totally. Respectfully, of course.
But I think
We like
finally
it.
found our home.
I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna like it here. All right, everybody, we will see you next week. Have a great week. Bye.